Greetings, everyone, and anything and that may tune in. It's your boy Owayo back at it again. Change. I want to talk about change. Change is uncomfortable. We all like sticking to our habits, things that we are used to, and whenever we face anything that challenges our habits and the things that we are used to, or the way we perceive things, yeah, it feels strange most of the time. That's why when you have powerful cognition as part of your brain, you start to grow in your awareness. The cognition you carry is who you are, and you cannot grow in your awareness if you do not change your cognition or become more cognized of your environment and of yourself. So let's start with, for example, one of the most changes we all fear, or at least we all fear for the most part, and that is death. Death is something scary for all of us. Death is something scary for all of us. It's scary because we are unfamiliar with that thing. We are only used to the identity that we know when we are waking up in our body. And most of us are scared of losing the body. Even that's why when some of us experience some events that seems to be outside of the norm, we tend to be engulfed by fear because we are not familiar with what we are experiencing. So this fear that we have leads us to death. Let's say when someone is sleeping and they got themselves out, they got become aware of themselves, how they project their awareness into the dream. They will see themselves in their astral form or in their dreams, and because it's an unfamiliar organization of sequence of events and the patterns of everything is just not the way we are used to in our body or in our ego identity. Many people will feel scared. Let's say you went to sleep one day and you find yourself astral projecting or something like that. Many people will get scared and run back to their body. That's why we have things like sleep paralysis that some people have. Sleep paralysis is just when you sleep, you're you're not focused in your body, and sometimes when you're returning to awareness, you might not fully have come back into your body, and you find yourself not able to wake up. You might want to wake up, but you feel like you're still stuck, like you're not able to move your body. This is because you have not fully rested in your body. So many people panic and get scared. They think they're dying and all these things because it's an unfamiliar organization. It's not something they're used to attuning themselves in such a manner. Change is so scary. Even when we're growing, when we are growing, it's strange. Even in our life, once we grow up, we get new responsibilities, and these changes make seem scary at first until it becomes the new normal. Then it just becomes the new habit that we have to embody. And these changes, these changes are really profound in some significant cases, in significant ways. Some change might be negative, some change might be positive. But most of us are scared of change. What's happening in our society today is change. Things will no longer work the way they used to. Things will continue changing and it will not stabilize until we get into a new normal. So the normal organization of events that we are currently aware of is fading away. And we see the fear in people. We see people panicking that the money may collapse. There might be a World War III. There might be many other things that weren't there as part of our organization of society, how we expected things to turn out based on how we experienced the previous years that we lived in this life. So when we see such changes, many of us go into fear. But don't let fear engulf you because the change you're witnessing is not what you anticipate. Embrace all the changes you have and embrace them and accept them, whether it's negative or positive. Accepting the negative change is the first way of moving towards the positive direction if you desire that. These changes are necessary, they need to happen. The human psyche has grown and evolved to the point where that the current organization of events and things will no longer be working. More awareness is getting downloaded into individuals and how we organize ourselves. New ideas are coming through the young ones and even some old people. Even the idea of what old is and young is, that also will change as we grow in our awareness. So be ready for these many changes that are coming, but don't be scared of any change. Embrace change. Don't be scared of any change. I've said this one time and I'll say it again. When you feel like you're scared of change, change the change itself. If you cannot change the change, you don't like the change that's happening. You need to change the change, the change itself. This is how we we direct things towards what we desire, even though we might not get exactly what we want, but our intention and our will purpose that we put into activity will drive it closer to what we desire because we are not engulfed by fear, which make us stagnant and not be able to be freely able to move about and do the things we desire in our life the way we used to do. When you're engulfed by fear, you will not go outside, you'll be scared of all these things. You listening to people panicking. Everybody's saying there's gonna be World War Three. There's news every corner saying about World War Three. We hear about the plan to remove people from their land and keep them in cities, in these smart cities and all these other things. Yeah, that's one of the changes that's coming. But do you want that change? But because you don't want that change, that doesn't mean you have to be scared of it. You have to focus on what you want. What change do you want? That's the change that the people who are pushing this agenda want. But what change do you want? If you cannot change it, if you don't like the change, you have to change the change itself. And everyone, every single individual in this earth has the ability to direct the path in which as a civilization of the earth will follow. No one is insignificant in any way. So long as there are many people who are not welcoming such change or they are not engulfed by the fear that like they want people to be engulfed by fear. The change that we experience, we can direct it towards what's good for all of us and what we all wish to have. I wish people will seek for change when no one we no longer need to work to make a living. We don't need to feel homeless. We don't need to amass this much amount of wealth that we will no longer use. We cannot even use in our single lifetime. And other people are deprived of the same thing. We need to get rid of this change where people occupy most of the land and people suffer because they don't have land. Most of the inequalities that we suffer today is due to the mentality that we have. Majority of the people are good, but the problem is that these good people, they lack the willpower and the vision to push their ideas forward, the future that they desire. So they let this so-called cabal and all these other people have been given many names because they have the willpower to push what they desire into and push it on other people using fear and all these other tactics and gaslighting. That makes them seem like their plan will ultimately work, but that's not exactly how reality works. Yeah, change is coming, but change is coming, but what change are you welcoming into your life? Change is bound to happen. Embrace that change. Direct the change towards what you desire. Don't be let external fears cripple your will, power, and intention inside. Stay focused in your vision and see the things that you desire and put it into reality. It's not as hard as they put it. Just consistency and being in your love. Don't be disappointed if the change you want doesn't come immediately. Just keep on visualizing that change and taking one step at a time towards that change. And with this, I'll say peace, man. It's your boy Owayo. Till next time.